Hey, what's up everyone, Same Time Gaming here. Welcome back for another Division 2 build video. Well guys, today I'm going to do something that I've never done for anyone, honestly. And I've never actually thought about doing so because there are a lot of new players and they don't have access to a lot of gears, like exotic gears and stuff like that, like weapons and exotics and all of that. So if you're a new player and a returning player, you absolutely need a build, right? And if you watch this build video and if you make this build, this will actually allow you to do not only harder difficulty content, I'm talking about like endgame contents, for example, legendary missions, legendary summit, even heroic control points with all the directives enabled. And guess what? You don't need any exotics, not exotic weapons, not a single exotic gear, no exotics at all. This will actually help you farm all the gears that you're probably going to be needing in the future to build up your character. So make this build and this will help you a lot, like a lot. I can't just say enough. Okay, if you don't believe me, just match make to a legendary mission and you'll see that somebody is using a skill build. And yes, this is a skill build. And don't worry, skill builds are not weak. They're actually one of the strongest builds. And that, like I said, just matchmake to a legendary mission, you'll see there's somebody using a skill build already. And that's pretty much what I'm going to show you guys today. So let me show you the build so you guys get an idea of how it actually working. So this is the build right now. As you can see, I told you no exotics, no exotic weapons, no exotic gear. And there's pretty much I'm focusing on all high ends. Now I do have a couple of like named items here. But if you don't have access to those named items, it's okay. I'm going to give you an alternative. Now, speaking of named item, one of them you can get it like right now this week. Yes, when I'm making this video right now, if you're watching it right now, you can get this named item like right now. It's on sale at Countdown Vendor, I believe, this week, which is the weapon that I'm using. It's called Harmony. So it's a rifle. It's a named rifle here with comes with perfectly in sync talent. You can actually get this weapon right now on sale. But it's okay if you're watching it later on. If you missed it, it's all right. Not a problem. It's not the end of the world. You can obviously use a normal weapon, like a non-named weapon, and you can use it with the in-sync talent. So you can roll in-sync talent on that, and you'll be fine, okay? Now, let's talk about the specialization. Now, the specialization, whenever you making skill build, the only one specialization that comes on the mind, which is Technician. Technician is just too good, okay? There is no comparison when it comes to skill build or hybrid builds. Technician is always going to be the winner. You can also use the demolition specialization, the one that gives you, the artillery turret or the boom turret. I like to say that. So you can use that. However, Technician is far better than this, okay? So you get one skill tier, extra skill tier over there. You get more skill damage. You get even more damage towards like warhounds and drones, operators and those kind of enemies, which is really good. Plus, you're also like immune kind of when you're close to your skills. You also get the artificial, hive, which buffs your damage, the skill damage, also heals your skill at the same time. And you can use to buff your entire group as well, which is really good. But yeah, overall, I'm going to say Technician is the best. Just use that. Now, weapon, I already said I'm using the Harmony. If you don't have the Harmony, which currently on sale, so you can go and purchase it. But if you missed it, just use a normal weapon, any weapon of your choice, and use in-sync talent on that. As for the secondary, I'm going for the Carbine 7 here because of my favorite assault rifle. And I'm using Spike Talent on it. The reason why Spike Talent, because if you're playing harder difficulty content, like I mentioned, this build allows you to do that. So if you're playing legendary mission stuff when NPCs are basically aimbotting you, you can use Spike Talent where you just speak and get one headshot and you get that skill damage bonus. That's it. That's all you got to do. You can just stay in cover, let your skills do the job, and you just peek and get one headshot and just stay in cover. That's it. Now, same goes for the pistol here. I'm actually using Card Custom, which is also a named weapon, which gives me +1 skill tier and have in-sync. You don't really have to use this. Basically, you use this weapon, which you get for free from using the Technician specialization. And you get perfect Spike Talent on it already. So you get more skill damage, like 25% skill damage for 15 seconds if you just land a headshot. And this will be very handy for, directives. For example, you're using like, ammo hoarder directive. Ammo hoarder directive. So you can just use this pistol, run around with unlimited ammo and, just proc the damage and that's it, right? So you can use that. That's a very good free option for you. Now, what's happening in the gear? First of all, use Empress International. Yes, you gotta use 3 pieces of Empress International. No matter what, just use 3 pieces of Empress International. You gotta find this. Very easy to farm them because they always come with +1 skill tier. On this one, as you can see, I've rolled it with blue core attribute. The reason why I did that because I have more than 6 skill tier. Okay, if you calculate that, I have more than 6 skill tier because Technician specialization also gives me 1 skill tier. So if I didn't roll this one to blue core attribute, I actually losing one of my skill tier. Like that's going to waste basically. Not losing, but it's going to waste, So that's why I rolled it to armor. So, more armor, which is nice. So we have skill haste, skill damage, and skill haste mods here. And the reason why you want, Empress International, because you get 10% skill damage for 2-piece set bonus. and 10% of skill efficiency for the third piece as bonus. Now, skill damage, you can understand straightforward that you get skill damage. That's good. But what about the efficiency? Well, efficiency basically has all of the skill goodies inside of it. Like you got more damage. The 10% skill efficiency gives you skill damage, skill haste, status effect, the skill health, all of that goodies inside of it. So if you just calculate it, technically right now using the 3 piece of Empress International, you get 20% of skill damage, which is really good for this build. And as you can see, all my Empress pieces have, skill haste, skill damage. And same goes for the Nipas. We have skill haste, skill damage. Now, what happened to the other gears? Well, other gears, I'm using one of them is called Wyvern Wear, which is give me 10% skill damage as well. So this is the chest piece I'm using, and I'm using Kinetic Momentum as the chest piece talent. You don't have to use this talent, but this is probably the talent I would recommend you to use it. You can use, something like Glass Cannon. However, you're a new player, I wouldn't recommend Glass Cannon because Glass Cannon is... It does good damage, but also you will take more damage. So if you have no idea on how to position yourself while using a skill build, I wouldn't recommend using Glass Cannon, okay? So definitely just use Kinetic Momentum. It's going to be just fine. However, if you're using something like, let's say, a chem launcher or, a drone, a hive has charges in it, Kinetic Momentum is kind of bad for that because whenever your charges is depleting, you're losing Kinetic Momentum buff. And to get the buff back up, you need those charges to be filled. Like you want all the charges to repair itself, then you can proc the talent again. So it's bad for that. However, it's perfect for your drone and turret combination. You will lose the buff when the drone or turret got destroyed. However, it's just going to build up slowly. So you don't have to worry about it. Just use Kinetic Momentum, okay? Just use Kinetic Momentum. As well as we got skill haste and skill damage here on the chest piece. Now for the other 2 pieces, what's happening? Well, I'm using Hana-Yu because we're not using any exotics. If I had to use exotics, I would go for the waveform, but I'm using Hana-Yu as a holster. So we get 10% skill haste for 1 piece and 10% skill damage for 2 pieces. So we got skill haste and skill damage as the attribute. Just use Hana-Yu. That's all I can say. As the backpack, again, Hana-Yu second piece here, which is the named backpack. You don't have to use the named backpack. Just use a normal backpack. But the reason why I went for the named backpack, which is the force multiplier, is because the perfect combined arms talent. This is actually the highest amount of damage you can deal on a backpack for a skill build. So that's why I'm using it. But if you want something different, for example, you can use tech support. Tech support is a good talent. You can use that. If you're going for that lazy build where you don't have to do much, you can use tech support on the backpack and use spike talent on the chest, not chest piece, the weapon, and you'll be fine. However, with this build, with in sync on the weapon and combined arms on the backpack, I'm trying to make sure that you guys do something, because if you don't do something, you don't get that damage, So I'm making you sure that you're working. You're not just being lazy. So you gotta work for it. You gotta shoot your weapon. You gotta fire the weapon to get that damage buff. You understand what I mean? I'm making sure that you're doing something. That's why I actually chose this. Plus, it's good damage. It's very high damage, so definitely use that. And obviously, we have the turret and drone as our main skills because they do crazy amount of damage. And I'll show you the damage a little bit. So let me show you the damage I can actually do right now. So currently, with just Kinetic Momentum, as you can see, I'm doing 173k, which is, average for a skill build, to be honest. However, the moment I fire my weapon, look at how much damage buff I'm gonna gain. Look. Just fire one time. Look at that. It went from 173k to 252,000. That is insane. Why? Because we got, combined arms active, and we have the in-sync, the perfect in-sync active. So that's 252,000 damage for the turret, which is very good, like you can see. Now, what about the spike talent? So let's switch to the spike weapon, and let's go target again. Let's get one headshot. And look at that. With spike, we have 232,000 damage, almost 233,000 damage, which is not far behind. I mean, it's like 20k far behind than the perfect in sync. However, it's still a good damage, especially when you're gonna be in a situation where you can't peek or something. So if you're taking cover, that will be a really good damage. So yeah, definitely try this build and let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section. I should have done this build video a long time ago, but hey, it's okay. Better late than never, right? Now, I'm actually in a hurry. I gotta go because I forgot that I need to grab some medicines. I'm gonna go quickly and grab it from the store before it closes. I'm gonna come and edit the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.